everyone. Thank you so much for joining me this Saturday. I'm Frederica Whitfield. And we begin this hour in California, where federal agents have arrested a man for allegedly sending money to ISIS. They have identified 28-year-old Mark Lorenzo Villanueva as the suspect and recovered what appears to be a homemade bomb from his home. Court documents also allege that he sent a dozen payments totaling more than $1,600 to two individuals who accessed those funds overseas. Villanueva, who officials say is a permanent U.S. resident originally from the Philippines, faces up to 20 years in federal prison if convicted of providing support to ISIS. For more insight into the investigation, I'm joined now by Jason Pack, retired FBI Supervisory Special Agent. Good to see you in a case like this. So what would have led investigators to this man?
Frederica, good afternoon. This is a textbook example of how the FBI has online undercover agents in the right spot. So they were in the right spot when Villanueva, according to the affidavit, allegedly began talking to an identified person, as they identified in the affidavit, who, in a chilling thing that I read, was responsible for driving people to the Iranian embassy in Lebanon to blow it up. And so apparently, according to this affidavit, he only served 10 years. And then when the Assad regime fell, they all got out of prison. So these are the types of people allegedly that Villanueva has been talking to. So law enforcement was able to be in the mix in that chat and were able to develop probable cause that Villanueva sent this money via Western Union overseas.
And then what do you make of the apparent homemade bomb that investigators say they also found in his bedroom? What does that suggest to you about his intention, access to supplies, even guidance?
Right, Frederica, that's what prosecutors and investigators call this overt act that really puts the pedal to the metal, so to speak, for law enforcement. Whenever there's something identified that's a threat like this and goes beyond just talking and ideology, this is really where the FBI has to step up and move. And I think what you saw from this affidavit is that that's exactly what happened. When the first mention of the bomb was made, then the FBI had to take this case down. Apparently, they found this bomb that you're seeing on the screen here, this pipe bomb, the technical term, obviously the improvised explosive device. The bomb techs rendered that safe, but that just goes to show you this ideology and this action goes to show the intent of exactly how serious this was.
And then earlier this year, a 19-year-old man was also arrested for allegedly attempting to carry out a mass shooting in Michigan on behalf of ISIS. What might be drawing young men, in your view, to act on behalf of a foreign terrorist group? And perhaps what does it say about recruitment?
Right. That's a very important point, too. So we know that the U.S. has done a pretty good job of taking the land and the space available from ISIS overseas. But what a harder frontier is this online community. And so these echo chambers start, and the young men start talking to each other and start identifying with people overseas who have these radical ideas. And then they think it's something that's a good idea to do for some reason, and they move forward with these overt actions. And so that's where the FBI and other intelligence agencies come into play, being in these social media platforms legally and lawfully. Not, I was an online undercover too, and you can't set up people, quote unquote. A lot of people think you can go in and set up people. That's not how it works. These people come to you and start talking about their ideology. So I think it's interesting that while, yeah, there are not as many places on earth for ISIS physically, this online turf is really an important battle in the fight against domestic and homegrown terrorism.
All right, very fascinating. Jason Pack, great to see you. Thanks so much.
Thanks.